Okay, let's make tonight's dinner. And for tonight's dinner, we're having Polish bigos. So let's go. So there is, I would say, 4 parts to making bigos. So the first part is to make the actual stock. The second part is to boil your sauerkraut, then boil your fresh cabbage, and then mix all together and boil some more. Also, this is how I make my bigos. I know last time I made this recipe and there were loads of Polish people jumping on me in my comments saying, this is not how bigos is made. Everybody makes their own bigos their own way. This is how I learned from my mother, and my mother learned from her grandmother or her mother. So this is the way I make it, okay? So, shh. So first of all, you need some kind of broth or a stock. So I, for my bigos personally, use ribs and sausage. There are some people who will use a pork and, sausage and bacon. It's up to you. So I went to Polish shop, got some ribs. Now these massive pork ribs costed £8, I think 72. When I went to Tesco, there are nearly 6 quid per pack for literally few ribs. So this made more sense to get myself to a deli Polish section and get some ribs. Now to that meat, I'm going to add carrots, parsnips, but you can also add celeriac, celery, and fresh onion. And now you're going to add water till all the veggies and the meat are covered. And I'm also adding 2 bay leaves. Now black pepper and kucharek. And now lid on and boil it for good an hour and a half till the ribs or whatever meat you're using is completely soft and cooked through. Okay, and second stage is sauerkraut. So I've got 2 large jars of sauerkraut, 1 smaller one. I'm going to empty the liquid and then see if the sauerkraut has like a longer strings. I like to cut it so everything is smaller. But if you like longer strings, then obviously leave it. But I always cut it. And now fill it up with water till completely covered and then boil it till soft. The third step is get yourself some white cabbage and I'm going to slice it into my food processor into small pieces. And then add it to a pot. And now again, fill it up with water, cover it, and then boil it till soft, not mushy. All right, next part, actually there is 5 parts to bigos. And the next part is to get yourself a sausage or bacon. If you're using one, I'm using ribs and sausage as I mentioned. So I've got here, I think it's called kiełbasa wójtowska. I'm not sure. I showed you the picture, but then it was missing a letter and now I'm struggling to read it. You're going to get yourself a sausage. You're going to slice it on half and then into slices. Put it into a pot, add a little bit of oil and fry it till nice and crispy. And exactly the same if you would use bacon, like Polish bacon, boczek. Slice it, add it to a pot, fry it in oil and leave it aside. Okay, so now sauerkraut, it's cooked and strained. So that's white cabbage. Sausage is fried. And the rib soup has finished cooking, so I'm going to remove all the veg that's on top. And I'm also going to scoop out the meat. Now I've got the ribs here and the broth here. So now it's the assembly part. Now add the sauerkraut to a large pot. Then add the fresh cabbage. And now I'm going to add the broth into the cabbages. But I'm going to sift it to make sure that all the little bits that might be there, like leftover from boiling, are completely removed. So I've got clean broth. Stir it all together and now it's time for the flavoring. And now seasoning, I'm adding kucharek. Don't add a lot at this stage because we're gonna add quite a good amount of Maggi. Black pepper, couple of bay leaves, ziele angielskie, which is whole allspice, and I'm adding like 8. Now ground cumin, and that will prevent you from, farting a lot. And then generous squeeze of tomato puree. And now stir it all together. And then you're going to add Maggi, which is this one from Winiary. I know Tesco sells like a kucharek version, but it's like a fake version. So I went to Polish shop and I got a kilo of it. And you're going to add a generous splosh. You want your bigos to be in sort of this brown color, but you don't want it obviously to be too salty. That's why I said maybe at the beginning don't add any salt till later stage when you added plenty of Maggi and it's not salty enough. But rather than that, keep safe. Then you're going to add your fried sausage. You're going to add your rib meat. All right, so now you're going to pop a lid on and you're going to cook it for about an hour for sort of the cabbages to sort of mix together, blend together, and the flavor to like intensify so everything looks together instead of 2 cabbages, in one pot. And there you go. That's the final result. Oh my God, I can't wait to eat it. Absolutely delicious. And we're going to be eating that with mashed potato top with homemade onion ghee. So I'm going to be plating up on the next video, so head over there. There you go. And there you go. I'm serving it with mashed potato and homemade onion ghee. And I am looking forward a lot. There you go.